performing an action? Yes, he is. So grew is an action verb. Okay, now we're going to move up here to these two verbs. These are the same verbs, but they are now being used in a different way. So let's look at this. The milk tastes sour. Okay, so I want you to think about that for a second. Why in this sentence is taste being used as a linking verb and not an action verb? There's actually two different ways you can figure that out. Take a second. Think about it. Okay, so the reason is sour is an adjective, which means that taste, we're describing how the milk tastes. Then think about it this way. Am I actually tasting the milk, or am I describing how the milk tastes? I'm describing how the milk tastes, so that means taste is an adjective. Taste is a linking verb, because sour is an adjective. Now in this one, remember, she's actually tasting the milk. We don't have anything behind tasted that's describing Jill. Does that make sense? This is describing the milk, our subject. This is just something that Jill did, so it's an action verb. Now look at this one. He grew quiet. Now, quiet is an adjective. We cannot plant quiet in the ground and grow it, right? Okay, if you can, I need to hear about it, but you can't. That means that grew is being used as a linking verb because quiet is an adjective. It's describing your subject, which is he. And you should also know that's a pronoun. So, really, another way to say this could be he became quiet. So you're just describing your subject. The subject's not actually doing anything in the sentence. Does that make a little bit of sense? I hope so. Okay, lastly, I want you to highlight this. A verb phrase contains a main verb plus one or more helping verbs. Please highlight that. You need to know what a verb phrase is. They may have gone home. Okay, so you have your verb and you have may have. Those are two helping verbs. So sometimes you can have more than one helping verb. But all of this together, may have gone, that is a verb phrase. Highlight that. Now look at this one. Doesn't anyone here speak Spanish? This one's a little bit more difficult because it's harder to tell what your verb is. Your verb is all the way back here, speak. It's an action verb. And then you have doesn't. Well, that's a contraction and it stands for does not. Well, not is not a verb, but does is a verb. Does is a helping verb. So does speak would be your verb phrase. So if this was on a test, you would not highlight all of this. You would not highlight all of this. You would just highlight does and speak. And then lastly, highlight this. Not, or the N apostrophe T in a contraction, is never part of a verb phrase. So you're always just going to skip right over the N apostrophe T. Okay, now look at this sidebar. You have linking verbs. You have other linking verbs. You have helping verbs. You guys know when I come back that we're going to sing that helping verb song to the tune of Jingle Bells. You all should know it. You're probably singing it in your head right now. There are 23. I know y'all know that song. I'm not gonna ruin your ears right now with me trying to sing it, but there they are. These are some of the other linking verbs. Out beside this, put a star and write that these can also be action verbs. These are those tricky ones that go along with, let me find it, with this part. Actually draw an arrow from some other linking verbs to this note right here, because that's what they go with, okay? You better do this. I'm going to check it tomorrow. This is not a drill. Okay, turn to page 94. The first thing I want you guys to do is exercise 5. So what you're going to do, it says underline every verb and verb phrase in the following sentences. Here's your hint. 2 sentences have more than one verb. Go ahead and highlight that. I want you to use your pencil. Please don't use a pen. Please don't use a highlighter when you answer these because we're going to go over them together when I get back. Please flip back to 93 to look at your notes. That is what they're there for. Please don't just try to put something down. That's not going to be helpful. because then when we continue to go over it and when we have a test or a quiz, you're not going to understand. So please try to get as many correct as you can. So underline every verb and verb phrase in the following sentence. Okay? Now, exercise 6, revising a paragraph. This is what you're going to do after you do 1 through 10. The following paragraph is weak because it contains imprecise verbs and nouns. With a partner, and you're not doing this with a partner, sorry, the sub can't handle y'all working with a partner. So by yourself, strengthen the paragraph by adding vivid verbs and precise nouns. You can make up details and add, drop, or combine sentences. Compare your revision with that of other pairs. So we'll compare whenever I get back. So what I want you to do, I want you to go through. So for example, number 1 says, one summer a boy wanted a job. Okay, well this says it contains imprecise verbs and nouns. When I look at this sentence, I see summer, I see boy, I see wanted, and I see job. Well, summer's a noun, boy's a noun, wanted is a verb, job is a noun. So I am going to make this sentence more detailed. So I could say, one summer, Henry, y'all know I had to use my child's name, Henry, I'm trying to think of another verb for wanted. Okay, I'm going to skip that. One summer, Henry wanted, and instead of saying job, I'm going to think of a specific job. Wanted to work at, oh, I'm so terrible at this. Wanted to work at, I wish I was there with y'all so you could shout out some answers to me right now. Okay, the only thing coming to me is Target. I know that's a terrible example, but that's all I got. Okay. So, what I want you to do by yourself, there are 12 sentences. For each sentence, I want you to change at least 2 things. So, I won't make you rewrite it. You can go through and just, if that was what I was doing to this sentence, I would just, if this is my grammar book, I'm going to X out boy and I'm going to write Henry with a capital H, it's a proper noun. And I'm going to X out job and I'm going to put Target with a capital T because it's a proper noun. Do not just change the nouns. I want you to also change the verbs. If you need to look up different types of verbs, then do that, okay? I'm checking all of this tomorrow. Please do your work. Be on your best behavior. I will leave a note that after you listen to this video, you can listen to music while you work, but only after you finish this. The way I know that you finish this is I want you, well, first of all, I'm going to check your book tomorrow to see if you did everything that I went over. But I want you to send me an email right when this video is over, and I want you to tell me 2 things. I want you to tell me your very favorite part of this video, meaning like what did you learn from it or what did you get out of it. And I also want you to tell me one thing that is going really well for you right now in 8th grade, or if you're in 7th grade, 7th grade. And also, the sub should give you a verb handout. It is on the table beside the Promethean board for your homework tonight. So if you finish this early, you are more than welcome to go ahead and work on your homework. But when you're done with this and this, you either need to be working on your homework, you can listen to music with your headphones, or working on your Sadler assignments. They're due Monday. Okay, love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Be good.